Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
I'm Dan, and this is our part 2 of our special bracket episode on the best franchise ever. So we're going to do a quick recap. We're going to go over the rules again very briefly, and then we're going to get right to it. So, Danny, tell us a recap of last time.
Yeah, we did all the first rounds, basically. And out of MCU, DCEU, if we can go to the spreadsheet there. Yeah. MCU versus DCEU, MCU won, obviously. Wizarding World won over the Hunger Games. Sorry, fans. The fans vote for the Hunger Games. Oops. Predator won against Alien versus Predator, surprisingly. Toy Story won against Toy Story and Shrek. Rocky won over Jaws and Rocky, which, again, insane that people chose Jaws. Nightmare on Elm Street won over Halloween. Indiana Jones won over Mad Max, and Bourne won over Die Hard. And Dan wants to read,
I'll read the
second
side.
one.
So, against Star Wars and Middle Earth, we got Middle Earth winning, which was a huge surprise. We debated for like 20 minutes on that, and it was, and our guest, who we'll bring in just a second, really went hard against Star Wars. He really wanted it. He really, really wanted it. Anyway, then we got our next one with Scream against Final Destination, and Final Destination won. Then we got Batman 1989, so Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin against the oldest Superman movies of Christopher Reeve, 1 through 4. Batman won, because Batman's better. And then James Bond against Mission Impossible.
Still disagree with that one, but whatever.
Okay. Then we got Fast and Furious, Pirates won. John Wick against Terminator, John Wick won. And then we got The Conjuring against Friday the 13th. And that was The Conjuring one. So then we moved on to X-Men and The Matrix, which X-Men won. So now these new matchups we got going on, they're going to be pretty interesting. Let's bring in our guest.
Well, we got the guest.
Oh, there goes Sean. All right. He offended the guest.
The disrespect is real here.
Sorry, I'm back. He's back, and Joe is still wearing the sunglasses from last time.
It's really bright in the past.
What?
In the past? I mean, you're wearing a tie-dye
It's a line
shirt.
for the future.
Okay.
Not featured on this podcast.
All right. Let's go over the rules again for anyone who's new to this, who did not watch part 1, because you're a loser, but it's fine. We love you.
I have the spreadsheet.
Moving on.
Okay, best franchise ever. Okay, a franchise is a series of official theatrical release movies with 4 or more movies in its runner universe. The rules, there's going to be time in about 5 minutes. Arguments need to be reasoned. In the event of a tie, the director will decide the winner. That is Gavin.
Yes.
The fan vote, this doesn't count only anymore. Objectivity is key. Make sure it's not just your opinion.
Star Wars already lost, so.
Supplemental material. There's no TV shows, shorts, comics, novels, etc. Because it would just be too confusing. Clone Wars movie is included, though, for example, but not that we're going to talk about it anymore. Yep. And then exceptions and clarifications excluded Spider-Man, any trilogies, you know what I mean? We already went over all this. The last one included are all the James Bond, all of the Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween movies, Friday the 13th movies, and the Nun and the Annabelle movies because they're part of the Conjuring universe. Missed opportunities. Sorry, our bad. We just forgot. There's always going to be we can do a part 2, so it's not a big deal. And as always, fuck you.
Part 3.
This is a part 2.
Just, okay.
God.
Hey, look at the screen.
Yeah.
And you answered.
I don't give a shit.
It makes me sad. That just makes me
Aki
sad.
ducky.
Anyway, so let's get into these newest brackets, I guess, if you will. What were you doing?
I was messing with.
I didn't even get to say.
Let's get into it.
It's fine.
I was messing with my sleeves.
I saw it. I looked at our return and I saw you going like this. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh yeah, those are our CGs.
Yeah.
Ducky ducky.
All right, Gavin, if you would please give us the first matchup.
The first matchup of round 2, we have MCU versus the Wizarding World.
Are we on the clock?
The clock starts now.
That's a tough. I mean, I know what you boys are going to say.
No, do you? Because
Wizarding World. Wait, Wizarding World includes
Fantastic
Beasts.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, well, those.
All right, so previously
great.
established 2 stinkers.
Yeah, those weren't.
stinkers.
So you're
2.5 stinkers.
1.5 stinkers.
Didn't the,
The
second
third one and then half at the second.
2.5. I agree. 2.5.
Yeah.
Didn't the second one kill the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
pretty much. But
Yeah.
of
What?
all the 8 Harry
Fantastic
Potter
Beasts.
movies in the main Harry
Yeah,
Potter thing.
slapping
everyone.
Everyone's
is a
pretty
banger,
good.
despite Chamber of Secrets, but that's my opinion. That doesn't matter.
It's such a weird opinion.
All right, how many
Objectivity.
bad MCU movies?
There's
At
a
least
lot, especially
fucking-
Phase 4.
I mean, there's
12?
Iron Man 3.
If we're talking phases 1
Wow,
through
that's
3,
the first
though,
bad one you think
most
of.
of them,
Chronologically.
probably like 90% of bangers.
Oh, you don't
If
think-
you want to throw up a meme right here with the thing that just says MCU is dead, MCU is back, MCU is dead,
That's
MCU is back.
That's how it's
That's
been
exactly how it was.
all of Phase 4.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it's been.
Well,
It's-
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
kidding?
know.
recently
I thought it was
Marvel's
recent.
been trash.
I
I'm,
was
I'm the
whole
biggest
thing.
Marvel head here,
I've never-
objectively.
Objectively.
I've never
But
seen.
they've been trash lately.
I've never seen like a bigger drop off. You go from like
Yeah.
Infinity War, Endgame,
Yeah,
it's like Far From Home,
Black Widow.
I mean,
Yeah. Disney Plus did not do them any
how
favors.
do you top that? I mean, the only way you can top what Infinity War is
You
by
leave it.
literally you either leave it
Secret Wars.
or you do
yeah,
Secret
something-
Wars,
something
They were
or
going-
you bring in the X-Men, and they just
Well, no, that's the
they
thing.
didn't.
It's
put the
not.
gas
It's
on.
not about one upping the next thing. It's about making. Okay, so WandaVision, perfect example of where they should have gone. The last episode ruins it because they tried to make it just a generic Marvel thing.
WandaVision sucked all around.
you.
Until
you.
the last
All
episode.
around.
The last episode did.
Yeah, the last episode just derailed the whole thing,
And then-
the
and-
whole story in between.
Okay,
oh,
And then
it was
right
fucking-
after
All
that,
right,
Doctor
guys,
Strange. Trash.
All right, there's a lot of Marvel talk.
Hey,
let's get back to Harry Potter.
Let's talk about. I'm going to just say, which one of them has their own theme park section?
They both do.
Yeah, they both do,
well,
bro.
they only have one ride.
Okay,
They-
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
World.
No.
No, they have Avengers Campus.
Oh, Avengers Campus.
When?
That's in,
Oh,
that's in
that's in
California.
Yeah, with the
right?
robotic.
Well, who cares about
Spider-Man.
California?
And
That
he-
place is going to be underwater soon.
Yeah, basically. But yeah,
They have
Harry,
water there.
Harry Potter.
They will.
I think as a franchise is better, just because
Came from the books. Oh, well, fuck, we can't talk about
bangers
that.
Wait,
in a
MCU?
row. No,
I'm
Harry
very
Potter.
Harry Potter.
surprised.
Yeah, that's
Eight
what I was
bangers in a row.
Bangers in a row. Well, it's technically 9 if you want to count the first
Dude,
Fantastic
and
Beasts.
something crazy with Harry Potter too that like not many other franchises on this list can say is no recasts. The only recasts
Where's
were
Dumbledore?
Dumbledore because of death and well, I guess Crabbe.
Yeah, 'cause he got arrested.
But that's
But
it.
that
Like, I
didn't really
think
take
that's it.
away from anything that those movies did. They were kind of side characters, but they
Especially like you said with the Dumbledore thing, right? So
Yeah.
Dumbledore died, unfortunately, R.I.P. after the second one. So in the third one, they recast him, and like that's such a crucial role. Like Dumbledore to Harry is such a crucial role. So
Wasn't-
like the recast was awesome.
yeah.
Wasn't there one other character that got recast? that was a
Maybe-
side character. He was like I want to say because it was kind of like
Yeah,
because I think he
was
went
that
from
Crab-
white to black.
Was that Crab?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dean Thomas.
Yeah, Dean
In the
Thomas.
first, he's just in the back. Well, no, he's not. Because I know I've seen the little. I don't know. Because he's the guy from How to Get Away with Murder.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know. I'm
anyway,
thinking- I'm
there's a
thinking
couple other
he's
background
like,
characters.
he's English or like he's
yeah.
like American.
But awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, banger after banger. So the
Wizarding
MCU
World.
had it. The thing is, like, they have way more like sentimental value, I think, for me. But they have higher highs.
Objectively.
They have higher highs. Infinity War is a fucking feat, you know.
That is a high.
I mean,
sure.
it took some year of world building. Years.
lot of
and years.
10 years, you know, and then they just got on base with a lot of them. There's like, this is just good enough for me to keep going. Harry
Yeah.
Potter, like, this was like, they were great movies all through until the Fantastic Beasts.
And I feel like a lot of the Harry Potter movies, if you separated them from the other movies, they would still be a good movie. Where objectively, a lot of the MCU movies, like if you like plopped it just by itself, and we're like, hey, this is just a movie about like superheroes.
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
I feel like it wouldn't be as
fair.
good.
Because like so many movie nowadays are like a fucking part 2. Like I know
Oh, so many part
not relevant for this discussion.
Harry Potter.
But Into the Spider-Verse part 1
Harry
or
Potter.
Across the
That was
Spider-Verse
so
like
dumb.
part 2. Like get out of here, dude. Like nobody wants to go see half of a movie. Like just give us a complete story. Give us a beginning, a middle, and end. That's all we're asking for with a
Sean.
movie.
Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, but that's the only one.
Okay.
And also,
the only one.
there's
Which,
enough material
that-
there
and
to
and
justify
it
it.
ends
Precedent
it.
for that, too.
There's a like a captivating end
True.
to that.
Very true.
You know, so
Unless they do the
Would
Curse
you
Child.
say that though? Would you say that Deathly Hallows set a precedent for that kind of thing for those kind of
Honestly,
movies?
That's true.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
part
sure.
of the
Absolutely.
first
Sure.
one, and then Twilight took it.
Breaking Dawn part 2.
Yep.
Oh, so dumb.
And then Hunger Games. And
Wish
then
that made it
Marvel.
here.
I can't tell you
So-
how
I'm so
bad
happy it
Twilight
didn't
pissed
make
me
it.
off
I love Twilight.
with part 2.
That's-
Where it's just
that's
like,
our time.
it's all a dream. Oh, the only
right.
thing I cared about when it was all a dream. Okay.
Consensus.
Wizarding World.
Wizarding
Wizarding
World.
World.
Yeah.
Sorry,
All
MCU.
right.
Sorry.
Damn.
And this is a heavy MCU podcast.
Yeah.
This is a very heavy MCU
You gotta,
podcast.
you gotta
We
say
actually-
what it is.
Big Marvel
Have we?
losers.
Oh no, we did a whole series on Harry Potter.
Yes, we did.
with
we
Jimothy.
did. We did a long thing with Harry Potter. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was a while ago.
Haven't touched the Fantastic Beasts movies though.
And
It's all right.
Number 2.
All right, Gavin.
Number 2, we have Predator versus Toy Story.
This is so different.
Yeah, this is kind of
Interesting
easy
matchup.
for me. I mean, like,
You think so?
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to compare the two.
There's
but-
2 good Predator movies.
no,
And there's 3 good Toy Story movies. And then 4 is like still
Well,
good.
4 is still good,
What,
but it's
what
not
are you
great.
saying? What are the 2 good Predator movies?
Predator
Yep.
and
you don't like Predator 2? I didn't even hear you
I haven't
answer
seen
it yet, but
Predator-
I
I
know
haven't
that you're
seen
going to say
Predator
it
2.
no,
wasn't
I don't like
Predator
Predator 2.
I haven't seen Predator 2.
Okay.
You haven't seen
So-
Predator?
I like Predators.
There's good
What about
Predators.
what about Prey?
Oh, forgot about Prey. So 3,
Oh, yeah.
3 good. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that easy, is it?
And
Well,
they're
but-
still coming out with more.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the way Toy Story has
Although-
been built, every one of those has sentimental value and everything with, all of us, especially our age group. Predator. Yeah, there are some good ones, but I just don't think it has enough, substance in them. It's just like glorified killing. That's really all it
It's
is.
the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something though. It's Thursday night. You just took a rip of Pendreman.
Oh boy.
Which one would you rather watch? Toy Story. Or
You're gonna have to
Predator?
describe to me what Pendreman is.
Oh,
What is
Pendreman
that?
is just like
And where I can get it.
Oh, okay.
I would rather watch Toy Story, honestly.
No, so Toy
Really?
Story has
Yeah.
something to say. They got universal themes. The growing up, letting go of like your old childhood, and even there's like a divorce, broken home story in the background. What I mean? There's more to say, and the Predator's just like, what if we just who's,
Yeah, do
who's
they
like the most
chop,
dangerous
uh,
game?
What if we ripped out
But
their
honestly,
skull?
It's such like
The-
what if
the
like
way-
scenario.
The way Predator is going right now with Prey, that's a great start to
yeah.
build on new lore for Predator. And I really like where they're heading. I just think Toy Story is the better franchise as of right now.
I think that was well said, Dan. Like I think they're heading in a real good direction. Like obviously Predator 1 was awesome. Predators is one of my favorites, and Prey is awesome too. So I feel like they're getting better and better.
You don't like the Predator? With Shane Black, so
No, thank you.
I like parts, but as a whole, it's not a good movie.
But
he mails the helmet to himself or something, or to his autistic
he mails
kid.
it to his autistic son.
Yeah, and he's all like, "I understand this
don't think I
because I'm
remember this
autistic."
Yeah.
But anyways, it's really hard to compare that franchise to Toy Story because it's like one is glorified killing and the other is like childhood.
Yeah.
But I do think Toy Story. I mean, what can beat Toy Story? Toy Story is such a classic. 1, 2, 3, all bangers. 4,
It's still
okay. It's
still good.
I feel like 4 is another generation.
But
Like-
now it's
like
becoming
my
a cash
nephew.
grab. It's becoming a cash grab now.
Well,
That's the
yeah.
problem. It's heading down. Predator's heading
Yeah.
up.
Toy Story
But
said
I
no.
still think Toy Story has more sentimental value.
Do you
more-
think though that if they continue Toy Story 5,
Is that
it
planned?
has to
though?
be a good story.
that-
Toy Story
it would have
6,
to
be really
Yeah,
good.
Toy Story 5. It is planned for
it is
2026.
planned. Do you think that could come out and be so bad that it would ruin this for you?
I don't think.
I think we do this again 2 years from now, and I think that's a very real question.
It's a real
Yeah.
question.
Because also too, what happens if another Prey comes out, like Prey 2?
there is another one coming out.
Yeah, boom, done.
It's No Man's Land.
I forget what it's
Don't
called.
quote
Oh yeah, they're going in World War II
World
Japan.
War
Yeah.
II or World War
It's gonna
I.
be some weird shit.
The
but-
Japan thing is heavily requested, and they want the guy that's currently doing Shogun to helmet and be in it. And that would
He
be
can do
dope.
this one
That would
thing.
be-
Let's-
I'm not gonna lie, I would watch shit out of it.
Take my money.
But yeah, I think it's World War I for the new one, and I'd watch some trench warfare killing.
Yeah,
Well,
that'd be cool.
again,
That's
that's
what
in
I.
the future, though.
Oh, that's
in the
one we
future.
we
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
forgot the Kingsman. That we should definitely add that one.
There's not
To the
4
next
movies.
one.
Yeah, it is.
There's
There's 3.
Oh, it's only 3. Shit.
There's 3.
Come on.
There's 3.
Well,
I thought there's only 2.
Argyle is sort of
No,
technically
shut up,
maybe.
Anyways,
Shut up. We're
anyways,
not talking about that.
so Predator's Toy Story.
I'm going
as
Toy
much
Story.
as much as it hurts me, I love the Predator. Everything. I think.
Same.
You got to say Toy Story. You got to say Toy Story.
I love Predator, and it's and we have said it's on the up and up, but I do say that Toy Story currently is the better franchise.
All right.
Unfortunately,
And we
Toy
got there
Story it
before
is.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ha ha.
Nice. All right.
Nothing
All right.
more to say on that.
Yeah. All right, Gavin.
Then the clock will be stopped, and we will move on to the next round, which is Rocky versus A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, poop.
Really?
I mean, that's a weird thing to compare.
It is.
I think it's a very clear answer, Rocky, but that's just me.
Okay.
For me,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
All right, let him
Jesus.
go.
But
Let him cook.
Go ahead, you cook. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Nightmare on Elm Street generated one of the most iconic horror movie villains in history.
Okay.
It kick-started one of our most beloved actors right now.
Who?
Johnny Depp.
I mean,
It introduced probably my favorite or second favorite, Final Girl with Nancy. Nev Campbell, Sydney is my favorite. Also Wes Craven. But then from there, like they gave themselves permission to kind of be a little crazy, and then they got to like I think the heart of it with Dream Warriors because it had kind of like a reason for being around, or like they connected it to like a really relatable thing with teen suicide, and it actually had like a message of
But
like
did that come across as a good message in the movie?
don't kill yourself.
Well, as in, like,
think
did
that's
it
a
come
good
off that? Like, did you have to dig for that though? Is that not?
No.
Okay, you didn't have to dig for that meaning of it. Okay, so it was
No, not
all
at all.
Okay, I haven't seen the movie, so
You haven't
I'm
seen? Oh, dude. Dream Warriors. Fucking great movie. Then Dream Master, while a little clunky, introduces like another, new final girl, and she's awesome. With what's her? I know the actress, Lisa Wilcox. I don't know.
Okay.
She's great. And she's like introduced like it's like campy but great with like all the different dream powers and stuff. And then and then New Nightmare introduced like meta before meta. You know what I mean? It's got like this legacy of just like inventive film techniques and like inventive just like doing shit just for the fun of it. And most of the time it works really well. Sure, there's some things that just don't. And then but they're going into like subject material that you can't really get to in any other franchise, know? Mm-hmm. And then I think the reboot is, it was done dirty. If critics didn't like it and fans didn't like it just because of that, I think it has some heart in there though. But anyway, pick Rocky. It's fine.
So let's see. What do you guys have to say about Rocky though?
All right, so honorable mention. You're right. Not a lot of people like the reboot of Nightmare. I kind of liked it. It's tough, dude, because it's not Wes Craven or what's his name? Who's the dude in the suit?
Robert
Englund.
Yeah, Robert Englund.
Yeah.
So it wasn't him. This was the first time it wasn't him. So that was like, I understand why people don't like that, but it's the dude from Watchmen. What's his name?
Jackie Earle Haley.
Jackie Earle Haley.
Wow.
Thank you.
oh, he's really
But you
good.
point to him.
Because I don't know. He's my co-host.
Jackie Earle Haley. Yeah.
You know, I have a problem with name recognition.
So that was great. But I mean, bro, Rocky, come on.
No, you're right.
Rocky's got the heart.
Rocky 1 and
It's
2
got
were
the
like
heart.
cinematic
And Creed,
classics.
Creed, dude, 1, 2, 3.
Creed is really
so good.
I haven't watched 3
I
yet.
don't know,
I gotta
but-
watch 3.
Like,
Bro, again,
Three's good.
objectively,
I don't remember any of the Creed movies though.
objectively,
Objectively,
are
I think
any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies
I think they're
good
just
movies?
Yes, I think they're in any.
I would say
anytime-
the first one is a good movie.
first,
at least.
the first and third are fucking great movies. 2, while it's like really fucking weird, it still also has like a cool message. There's also this really cool scene with the guys with his best friend. Is like he's like trying to scream to his dad on the other side of the door because Freddy's about to kill him, and you just see the claws go down. I just thought it was such like a low key, like it's just a heartbreaking scene because his dad can't do anything about it, and he's right behind the door. But anyway,
Best of the best versus worst of the worst. Rocky. What's the best Rocky movie? What do you want to say? Rocky 1, Rocky 2?
4.
Stop.
No,
No,
Rocky 2 is like,
Creed.
I think Rocky 2 is the most thematically.
I
I
think
think
the
there's
first Rocky is my
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
I
Rocky,
think-
Rocky versus Nightmare to Rocky all day.
Yeah, okay. If we're gonna go the campy route, I think they're just as campy the same way. But yeah,
I mean-
just
And
the two best
the further
movies.
you go along in the Rocky movies, for sure.
Doesn't
Yeah.
he try to fuck a robot at one point?
I don't know about that.
He gets a robot for his birthday.
Yeah,
and
Rocky
then-
3.
Yeah, Rocky 3.
But then the Creed movies are more serious too, and they take themselves seriously for the most
Yes.
part.
I just genuinely don't remember what happens.
But
gotta
you
rewatch Creed
remember the Nightmare movies? That's so strange to me.
He's a big fan of it.
I know, but like it's a horror film, bro. Like horror's just like they just pump those things out cheap. You know?
Yeah, they were pumping them out every year.
That's what I'm saying. So like I don't know how like a movie like to me it's apples and oranges because that's not even the same. It's like minor leagues versus the NHL. Like that ain't even a full budget film, and it's going up against like Rocky. It's Sylvester Stallone, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Adrian, you did it.
It's time.
I'd say Rocky.
So
I still
it's
say Rocky.
Yeah, sorry, Rocky.
Valiant effort.
Okay.
I didn't expect that to go 5 minutes. Not gonna lie. All right. Oh, this next one, Gavs.
Moving on, we have Indiana Jones versus the Bourne franchise.
So Sean's been heavy on both of these lately.
Bro, I've been doing my homework. No one can sit here and say I didn't do my homework.
You did your
I watched so many goddamn movies. I was watching Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny up until getting in the car to come here.
Yep. You still have 40 minutes left.
Yeah.
And you missed the worst parts of the movie. So
Yeah, I got a Spark Note of edition.
We talked about that last time.
It's like fucking lame.
let's
Fucking trying.
So let's talk about Indy. The first three, obviously we mentioned last time, they are very well received movies, all of them. And actually, up until today, you didn't know Temple of Doom was a
Dude,
prequel.
right? I was going to say that. Yeah. I had no idea that Temple of Doom was
Is
a
that
prequel.
really like that seems to be like the general consensus
did you know that?
nobody really knew.
Well, I mean, everyone just assumes that it in order of release, you know?
Yeah, I can understand that.
They don't either. They don't like
they don't
come
ever
out and
explain
say
it.
it like
Yeah.
right in your face that this is.
They show the
before.
year.
Yeah,
right?
this-
So I got to do the fucking math to figure it out?
Kinda.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and again, I rewatched the fourth one even recently, and it's not as bad as it was when it first came out in like 2008 or 2009, whenever it came
Crystal
out.
Skull.
Because now we have something worse to compare it to.
Yes.
No, I watched it before I watched Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
And I thought it was
I will
wasn't
say
as bad.
I also recently-ish rewatched it, and it wasn't as bad as I remember. There were still some things that I was like, "Wow, this is really dumb." But as a whole, yeah, there's worse movies. But I would say as an Indiana Jones movie, if you compare it to the other three that are classics,
You can't.
It's apples and
It's a
oranges.
far
like
cry
you
from what
said.
they were.
I did like again because it's fresh in my mind. There was a part in Dial of Destiny where they're climbing the wall to like the tomb of Archimedes.
Yep.
And the woman I don't even know her name. Wombat.
Yeah.
Wombat says, "Come on, like what's taking you so long?" And he's like, "I'm sorry. Like, have you ever drank the blood of Kali? Have been shot 9 times, once by your father?" And I'm like, that was probably one of the best moments of the movie because it just referenced all of the other fucking movies.
Yep.
That or the Egyptian dude from
First one.
from the first Indiana.
Oh, John Rhys Davies.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
Yes.
something Indiana Jones.
And he's like, "Take me with you," and he's like, "No."
It's like, I need to leave. Cameo's over.
I just showed up to set. They wanted me to do a cameo. Yeah, here we are.
It was great.
Now to Bourne. Bourne 1 through 3. Also, all very good. The first
I'm gonna say the out of like the trilogy, so we can agree that both tail ends of both of these franchises, because there's 5 movies each, 2 of them suck, right?
Yeah.
But I think the three Bournes are so much better than the Indiana Jones movies.
the first Bourne is very good. I also couldn't get through 20 minutes of it the first time I tried to sit down to watch it because it's slow.
Can I ask- yeah,
it's
it's
slow
slow
at
to
first,
start.
but I was also very tired. But then once I picked it up again, I was like, "Oh shit, this is great! This is a fucking great movie." Supremacy, not as great of a movie, but it's still very good. There's the car chase at the end that is very well done. And Ultimatum, it's a good culmination of the first 2. It's a very good culmination.
You're not giving it credit.
I would
Yo,
say I think the first one especially, less so later on, kind of moved away from the spycraft stuff. But a lot of the stuff that they did in the firstborn, secondborn, a lot of the like things that became, like, oh, this is what the spies do, like having like locked deposit boxes for like your password to cash, all that stuff. That really like people have taken that since then and like used it, and like just a lot of the things that they did with the original Bournes, like a lot of spy movies today like pick up all those little like
I think even
nuggets.
James Bond has picked up some of those.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, like, it's definitely very
So
inspirational
influential.
in a way. Influential. That's
I mean, even John Wick, he's got the
Yeah,
fucking,
John Wick too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that because a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, argued that the Bourne movies are just like a bad version of a John Wick movie. And I was like, no. Yeah, me too. That guy's an idiot. I don't even know why I'm friends with him anymore. But I was like, Jason Bourne is like, that's like a spy movie. Like it's not just stupid action, which I love. I love just sitting there and dumbing down and seeing crazy things. But you're right. All the spy stuff is dope, and just the story, bro. The story of like this dude who like doesn't know who he is,
literally.
finds out who he is, and then hates who he was. You know, and I think they did a very good job. Born Supremacy was kind of whack.
Also,
The
like,
car chase
how,
scene,
though?
the car chase scene, bro. You're
That's
telling
an
me-
amazing car chase.
Time out. I sat here respectfully.
Okay.
You're telling me that a whack ass
Keep going.
a whack ass car in Russia, a taxi car, is gonna hold up to all of that? There was like 14 crashes, and then he walked away.
It's
Then
so
he,
cool.
He didn't wear a seatbelt either.
Yep.
And he walked away.
Yep.
Really?
Indiana
You
Jones.
didn't wear a seatbelt. That's why you're mad at the movie.
Indiana Jones is a classic 1, 2, and 3 bangers. As much as I love Bourne, I think
He wasn't wearing a seatbelt on the camel.
Indiana Jones.
I'm gonna give it to.
It's hard, right?
Maybe it's Bourne.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm good. Bourne's mine.
Oh my god. Oh, I
Nice.
hate baby.
Bro, Indiana Jones 1, 2, and 3, bro.
Oh,
It was a hard pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Spielberg, George Lucas.
I went with my
Come
gut.
on. Come on.
I didn't really get to,
because I like the fourth Indiana Jones movie. It's going to Indiana
Short
Jones.
okay, so
But
that's
it's
2v2.
So Gavin,
Our first 2v2.
Well, that stupid friend that Sean referenced was me. So I'm going to give it to Indiana Jones.
Motherfucker.
hey, let's go.
Perfect.
I'm
an
really
easy
happy that was that person.
All right, Gav, what we got next?
All right, up next we got Middle Earth versus Final Destination.
Middle Earth.
Okay, no argument.
Well,
Absolutely no argument.
But we got to, you know, integrity of the
Okay.
game.
I mean,
integrity of the
You
game.
guys argue it. I have my.
I did Devil's Advocate last time. I can't do this one.
I'll say I argued really, really hard for Final Destination the last time it was up. So I will
Turn
just
again.
I will just say it's going to be Middle Earth, but like okay, so like Final Destination, like I said last time, you know what you're getting. You're walking in, you know, like they have new Lord of the Rings movies coming out, and it's going to be a crapshoot whether that's going to be good. Like they were like, oh, we're following Gollum. I'm like,
Well, the
when?
last one sucked.
the
so.
game sucked.
Yeah.
They hated
yeah.
Oh, you know what? We never had this explained. What about the animated Hobbit movie? Does that count?
Oh, does does
Well,
those
there's
count?
also the War of Rohirrim that comes out at the end of this year too.
yeah, but we're not
Yeah.
talking about that.
I'm
We
not
haven't
sure.
seen
I know that's gonna be an animated one as well.
I'm not sure if
It's animated?
if it was
thought it
theatrically
was.
released.
Oh, it could
Oh,
be.
let me
didn't
double
really
check.
look into it that much.
I'll look at
that.
that.
Has anyone even
I just
seen
know
it?
it's based off the book.
Has
I
anyone
didn't
seen
read
it?
the book.
I've seen clips of it.
Okay, so Final Destination, while they're looking up things,
I have.
basically, like, I mean, I think it like helps set a lot of really precedents for like things that came later, like. Actually, that might come before, but I was gonna say like Saw and like things like that, like really like coming up with really ways to like be influential in the way they did their kills. To be like, you know, the log truck scene traumatized an entire generation
Yes.
of people.
Yes.
Like I literally was driving down the highway yesterday, and my girlfriend was just like, "Oh, look, a log truck." I'm like, "No, I'm moving over."
I'm not gonna look at
I'm
that.
not. I'm
It
not-
is animated, by the way. War of
It's animated?
Rohirrim. Yep.
You know, so I guess we could say the other ones are included. Those animated ones, I don't know if you guys have watched them. They're okay. They're a little weird.
Which you're
Lord of
saying
the
like
Rings?
the original Hobbit?
Well,
Yeah.
the
I loved
Hobbit
it,
was
dude.
a
The
TV
Hobbit
movie.
and the
I fucking
Lord of
loved
the
it.
Rings.
I haven't seen the Lord
It
of the
don't
Rings.
count.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
But it was Rankin and Bass, which is pretty cool. The Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My man was just tripping on acid for years. For years.
I mean, you gotta make it work somehow, and sometimes the inspiration strikes when you're hitting the
Tabs.
tabs.
The long bottom leaf.
The long bottom leaf. Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys.
So it's Middle Earth,
It's
right?
Middle
It's
Middle
Middle
Earth
Earth.
because they still
We got there in 2.5 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next one, Gavs.
Up next, we have Batman versus James Bond.
All right. This is a good one.
Oh, I
This is
think
a good
Batman, solos James Bond. Like, maybe all of the James Bonds.
one. Well,
You'll fight them all.
Oh, like
at
in a
the
fight?
same
Yeah.
time.
well, All right.
Battle
That was
Royale
an
of
awesome
not the
description.
century.
That was an awesome solos of them all. You're still like which Batman?
James Bond is gonna be trying to like seduce
The original
no.
Batman.
Only the Val Kilmer.
I'm gonna
Val
tell you-
Kilmer versus all of the people who played James Bond.
I'm going to tell you, this is how the James Bond people are going to win. They're just going to walk up and be like,
They're gonna seduce him.
Sex. And they're like, no. And they're just going to kill him in his sleep.
That shit's now, Trebek.
I'll take La Tits now.
God. So James Bond,
It has way more entries.
it has a lot of entries. It does have a lot of good ones recently. Well, maybe not recently, but you know,
So, yeah.
it's so hard to compare these because there's like 25, 26 James Bond movies compared to these 4 Batman movies we're going against.
I mean,
So those are very hard to
Dude,
compare.
But there's only really one good definitively like great Batman movie out of that entire run. Though.
what? Says who?
One definitively, we can debate
like,
about Batman Returns.
Not opinions.
No way.
Batman Forever is debatable. Batman and Robin, no way.
Batman and Robin
Batman Returns
is
and Batman,
fun
you can
because
argue.
it's really dumb.
Batman and Robin
Yeah.
is my favorite,
Like,
but
Like,
I,
it knows what it is. I'm happy.
That's not
for
what
it.
we're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about.
yeah,
knows
but
what
I
it is.
understand.
Yes.
But I understand.
I will say the one with
The other 3 though,
Jim Carrey and
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones, you could tell they didn't like each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
It comes across on the film like it does. Like you can tell, like when Tommy Lee Jones is yelling at Jim Carrey, there's
Yelling
some real
at
hate
Jim
there.
Carrey.
I mean, that could be a character thing, though. I mean, you understand they're both two like criminal. I mean, on their way to be criminal entrepreneurs. So like, it would make sense that they would have like beefs with each other.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like though that the beef between them kind of hurt the film a little.
Definitely, I'm just trying to make an excuse.
Yeah, but generally, I feel like if you looking at the Batman, that franchise of Batman as a whole compared to the James Bond ones, James Bond just has so many more.
But they also have a lot of
movies.
good entries too. Like they got Dr. No, they got Goldfinger.
That's what I'm saying. I'm arguing.
Yeah, I
for
know,
James
I know.
Bond
And they
being
got Goldeneye. Like
But I
there's
got
so
stinkers,
it's already
too.
through. Yes, there are a lot of stinkers.
I don't think it weighs it
Not
down as
everyone
much.
can.
You
as
don't think
I
so?
don't think it does.
You guys really think James Bond over Batman?
I think I do.
I think
Yeah.
just because there's so many good ones, if you're talking just as a franchise,
I don't know,
James
bro.
Bond
Batman is like one of like the most iconic fucking
True.
superheroes.
But think about it.
Like, I think he's
only
the
these
most
movies though. Only these.
I would say these are some of the best of them.
Nah, I'd say
All right, then argue for it.
the reason the Batman is so well beloved is because the comics, the Dark Knight trilogy,
Yeah.
and the Batman the animated series.
Yeah.
That's why we love him.
Yeah.
These
And
movies are
remember,
just kind of like and the
not-
Michael
No,
Keaton,
not-
the first Michael Keaton
the
one.
first Michael Keaton one.
That's what-
is
yeah, that's what-
very good.
Yeah, it was like one of the most successful movies of the time. But then after that, it's just they lost the
They
lost
became,
the plot.
they became a frank,
Bro,
a
you
money
ask-
cash grab thing.
You ask 1,000 people, do you know Batman or do you know James Bond?
Yeah, I'm gonna say James Bond because there's
Well,
There's
you gotta
8 of
think,
them.
you got to think outside of the U.S. Like I would say, Batman is huge here in the U.S. But like if you go international, James Bond is big.
How many times have you traveled internationally?
Once.
I went to Cancun
If
one
you say
time.
Canada, I swear to God.
No, I went to.
Oh, I went to Canada too. Yeah, I've been outside the country.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm going to be overruled either way, but I
think you
think
are, too.
fucking the first 3 Batmans, and I don't even like the Tim Burton one. I love Tim Burton. I don't like that fucking Batman. That Batman sucked. But I think the other 3 Batmans are fantastic. Like, I mean, obviously I'm a big nerd.
What, you like Returns Forever and Batman and Robin?
He likes
Yes.
Not
you
the
like-
original?
No, you don't like Returns. You didn't like
The
The one with the penguin?
Yeah, I don't
correct.
think-
Yeah, I don't like the Danny DeVito
Yeah,
one.
Right, so you're like 1, 3.
I love Michelle Pfeiffer in it.
Oh, she's badass. You know she did the entire whip thing for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. All that was like real. She's not good with a whip. Which, you know.
It's getting hot and hitch on.
Yeah, I loved Michelle Pfeiffer in it. But the Danny DeVito thing really creeped me out. Yeah, that really creeped me out.
Yes.
So I'm going Batman because I think every single one of those is fucking fantastic. And I love James Bond, but there's so many James Bond movies I haven't even seen, and there's so many ones that I saw that were like, man, I'm never gonna watch that again.
Well, I think it's still James Bond for me.
I'm going to have to go with James Bond.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm with you with like the whole like you haven't seen enough or like all the James Bonds to get really good. Like, oh, I feel like I have an idea of what the James Bond but the ones that I have seen, the Daniel Craig ones, are so critically better than anything from Batman that, like, you know, let alone there's other gold ones in that I haven't seen. So I just know that James Bond is going to win.
And just the people they have
That's
worked
fine.
on, it's
That's
very
fine.
talented.
That's fine.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
No, that's all.
It's a safe
that's all
space.
fine.
You can
That's
let
all
it
fine. You're all entitled to your opinions, but I mean, those are critics'
you're
opinions,
wrong.
not your opinions.
All right, Gavin.
All right, up next we've got Pirates of the Caribbean versus John Wick.
This is the hardest one to me, I think.
No
Is that-
question for me.
I-
Oh my
Pirates
God.
of the Caribbean, right?
Nope.
Nope, for me too.
well,
sorry.
you don't remember the second one, so I don't want to talk to you about it.
Wait, I don't remember the second.
I got really drunk and I
wait.
called you the guy you hate.
Oh,
Steven.
so I actually speaking of the second John Wick film, I actually had I'm not gonna say an argument with my girlfriend on the way here. She was like, "The second John Wick film makes no sense," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
What the hell?
And she was like, "Why?
It's all just for the car.
Why did he shoot her after she slit her wrists?" And I was like, "Well, because he had to, you know,
Got a double tap.
you gotta you gotta prove that she was
Like,
she's
he
dead."
put the bullet
And she
in
goes,
her.
"Well, can I just say, if he never shot her and she just killed herself, he could have got out of the whole thing."
Yeah.
And
No, he couldn't.
None of the other.
But then what would we watch?
No, he would have still had the marker on him.
Well, that's what I tried to argue, but she was like, "No, that doesn't make sense because it invalidates the marker."
Didn't they
You have to
only
come
put the
up with
marker on it
something to-
because they thought he killed her?
The marker is just a favor that he can call in at any time. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, but the favor was to kill her.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he did. Did he close it? Did he close it when he's like, okay, I'll do it? Did he close it then?
No, you can't close it until it's done.
Right. So there was still open. So if like the person's that dead before you can kill them, like the marker is still in play. He can still ask for another favor.
I guess what I was trying to say is there's holes in the movie. There's questionable holes in the plots and stuff of John Wick. So that is a negative. But I still think as a franchise, John Wick is just such a good franchise, and I really hope they continue it.
It's so creatively more vibrant
I
than
kind
the
of-
Pirates ones.
You know what? Now that you guys keep talking about it more, I am kind of
Pirates.
leaning. No.
Oh.
You just said Pirates.
Well,
no argument. Just Pirates.
I mean-
love Pirates movies. They're great. I mean, the first one is like if you only release the first Pirates, that would be a great pirate movie. You can just leave it.
Yeah, and you
but the
did-
fact that you went
Even
on
the
to
second
make
one.
even the second one, the second one's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, second one's great.
Pretty much.
Third one's where it starts getting kind of shifty.
Second one has Zoe Saldana in it, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
the
she's
second
in it.
one is the...
Stop.
How do you spell her name?
Shut up. All right. Yes.
Oh yeah, the CGI is fucking great in it too. And
Yeah.
Gavin.
Zoidberg.
That's all they're gonna keep doing. Anyway.
Hulu.
So we just wasted 15 seconds on that. I love that.
So at least give Pirates the chance. I mean,
I will yeah.
We said earlier. What did you say? One Batman solos all of the James Bonds. Okay, so 1v1. This is how we'll decide this one.
Yeah, Davy Jones,
No. 1v1. Captain Jack Sparrow versus John Wick. Who wins?
John Wick.
Dude, I don't know. Jack Sparrow's got the drunken master.
I
Yeah,
mean, he
like-
does have the drunken master. He also has chlamydia.
That could also
He
kill
also has
John
a-
Wick.
He also has a jar of dirt.
They're talking about this.
I mean,
Put sand in your eye, kid.
I guess I just don't suck the John Wick farts. That's a Shonerman original.
Yes.
But like it's just stupid action. Like the second one, there is no plot. There is none. I mean,
No.
there's no plot for any of the movies.
second one has the most
The
plot.
first,
boom, boom, boom,
the
boom.
first
talking
one
about?
is a revenge movie.
Yeah.
The second one
Never kill his dog.
is
Okay,
improving
I-
upon the world.
I agree. You never kill a man's
It's
dog.
world building. The second one's world building.
The third one's
one
where
is
it gets shit done.
yeah. The third one is like this is the world. We know what it is. Sorry, I hit my mic. And now we're going
And
in.
the
We're
fourth-
How many
going
John Wick rides are there?
Okay.
in. Oh man.
Okay.
We said it before, right?
Wait.
That's not fair.
Wait,
the
wait.
ride came first.
I was gonna say that.
And the ride's awesome. The ride's awesome.
ride
Everyone
is
loves the ride. Critically acclaimed, one of the best rides.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Use your own words against you.
He is. But
I mean,
I
no.
I don't know. This one is just hard because like Pirates, we were big fans of as kids too.
Oh yeah.
John Wick is
Nostalgia's
more,
there.
but John Wick is going up right now. Pirates, they're about to reboot it.
Yeah,
With-
Pirates has had
so,
some
like-
bad movies.
and then
Yeah,
there's
the
the
last two have been trash.
So like it's
Yeah,
just
last two are
like
pretty
I don't think 2 good Pirates movies makes up for the 4 good John Wick movies.
Yeah,
Like-
you can't say there's a bad John Wick movie. Can you?
you can say there's
no.
bad parts, but yeah, no.
Yeah, but as a
You can
movies,
movie,
they're
it's
you
great.
can definitively say
Great.
there's 2 terrible Pirates movies.
oh yeah,
I don't know that I've seen John Wick 3. Which one is John Wick 3?
Parabellum. That's the only
Yeah,
one
that's
I
the
know.
one where they have this whole.
that's where they have the shootout in the Continental.
Oh, it's
and
amazing,
It's
dude.
really good, and they're like everyone's got the bulletproof armor.
And he falls
they're
off a
shooting
roof at the end.
and he fucking falls off that roof too. He's like slam, 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 slam.
And then
don't know
Lawrence
that I've seen that
Fishburne
one.
was like, "I'm mad too, John."
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
cut
me
he-
up.
That's right. He shows in that one.
They cut him up.
I'm gonna say John Wick.
I'm gonna
John
also
Wick.
say John Wick. Sorry. Sorry,
for,
Pirates.
For what it's worth, I would and will say Pirates of the Caribbean because I don't think the John Wick franchise is anything more than bullet time.
Well, it has no bullet time in it, but okay.
I mean, it's the same shit though.
It's just because you're just saying. Well,
It's because they use gun kata, isn't it?
That's it.
The Matrix already got voted out, so
All right, Gavin.
Moving on, we now have The Conjuring versus X-Men.
this is the one I think is the most hard for me because they're so evenly matched in quality for me.
I would say
I would say that
they're
if we're talking cinematic quality, the Conjuring movies are by far better. But
no.
what do
that's
you
an
mean?
interesting.
I'm sorry, what?
That's very interesting
I-
thing.
say that
Can
again?
you go into that further, please?
Yeah, please
So-
elaborate.
Was The Conjuring on IMAX?
Cinematography and everything, like cinematography, the editing.
Pretty sure the X-Men was.
All the little details, even all that stuff is just so much better in the Conjuring movies. It just feels like it has a better quality to it than the X-Men movies. That includes writing on some of them, because some of those X-Men movies are not written very well.
Have you seen X-Men Origins? It's a masterpiece.
Ooh, are those counted?
thought it
Are all
was
the
when it
Wolverine
first
ones
came out.
But I
counted
will say,
in this argument?
X-Men.
Yeah.
Theatrically released movies.
That just brought it way up for me.
I like
What?
the Wolverine.
The Wolverine movies are fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
Yeah,
Your boy
right.
Deadpool.
Oh yeah,
I know,
Deadpool. we
I'm
counted.
getting there, guys.
No, shit on you. Bad.
It's not personal.
I
Think
know,
like
I know.
us. You're wrong.
But yes, The Conjuring, as I said, is better in certain aspects like that I was talking about. Cinematography, editing, all that stuff. Even writing on some movies. But X-Men, I think, it's got more going for it. And there's like, I don't know. It just seems like a better franchise overall. Even though there are some clunkers like New Mutants, like
Dark Phoenix.
so one
I
of those
like
Wolverine
New
movies,
Origins.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix trash.
There are some trash
Last
movies,
Stand.
but the one when they're
we don't
really
talk about
good,
that one.
they're really, really good.
Yeah, when they hit, they hit.
Unlike
Hey,
The Conjuring
hey,
3,
hey.
which I thought should have hit, but it really didn't.
Yeah.
The Nun for me too. I remember the hype around the
Yes.
I
campaign.
agree with this.
Coming out for
Yeah,
that movie,
the hype
I was
was
like,
real.
I'm like, this is gonna be the best horror film
Yeah.
ever made. It's gonna be the shit. And then it came out, and I was like, oh.
There's like not a lot of horror movies that I would go pay money to see in theaters, and that was one of them because like my fiance is like a big horror fan, and I'm like, man, no, this is trash, man, this is trash. And I was like, The Nun. I was like, okay, and then it was doo doo,
It was
and then
bad.
and then
It
we
was
even
bad.
paid to go see The Nun 2. Nun 2 was a little
thought it was
better,
better, yeah,
a
yeah.
little better in my opinion,
Annabelle
agree.
Creation, I think, is great.
but
Yeah, there are the
Some of the
Annabelle movies.
Annabelle's ones are pretty good.
I-
I will say the first one I didn't like though.
Garbage.
First
Yeah,
one
I
I
haven't
didn't
seen
like.
it.
I didn't
those
even.
ones.
The Goat Man, not
I
scary.
sleepwalked through the third one. I think
What?
we turned it on during a party.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, oh, this is boring. Let's go get snacks, and we just kept it on.
Yeah.
It was the,
Yeah, it was a background movie.
yeah, it was a,
I just think like it's really hard for me to vote a horror franchise movie as like a better franchise than like a Marvel creation. You know, like this is something that's steeped in lore. You know,
Yep.
there's like decades of history. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying as a franchise. This is the fucking. I mean, I guess The Conjuring though.
It does have
play devil's
lore.
advocate.
The
to play
first
devil's
two
advocate, it's
Conjurings-
based in a true story.
Yeah, the first two Conjurings are very good, very well made. After that, it's so hit and miss, and more miss than hit, which is the problem.
Let me ask you: did you like the most recent one? The most recent Conjuring?
No, the third one, it was trash.
Yeah, it was hot trash. I thought too.
Yeah.
All right, but did you like the most recent X-Men?
What was the most recent?
I don't remember. What
I mean,
the
I think it
Deadpool
was
2.
oh shit, I guess it would be Deadpool 2 if that's canon.
Well, then I.
Oh no,
loved
New
it.
Mutants. That was technically the
Is it
newest
New
one.
Mutants or Dark Phoenix?
Oh, they're both trash.
That's what I would say.
There is
Yeah.
one really cool scene
In which one?
in Dark Phoenix.
I like-
it's a shit
I-
movie, but there's a cool scene.
I really like New Mutants too.
saw
I mean,
that, yeah.
I really feel for it because that was like development hell. That was a COVID movie. It got like I think it got reshot twice.
I want the trailer looks so good.
New Mutants did get
a
reshot.
horror
at least
movie, superhero movie. Like,
It was. I think it still was achieved well. I mean, think what they did that was shot during pandemic. So all of those people had to be in like one stupid fucking room
Yep.
because
I'm
of
honestly-
the liberal hoax that was the COVID pandemic. So
I'm
I
honestly
really liked it.
surprised.
once. Oh boy! Oh
I'm
boy!
surprised that Anya Taylor-Joy's career sort of survived that.
Thank you, Gavin.
I forgot she was in it.
Yeah. Well, she wants you to forget that she's in it.
Probably.
But I will give The Conjuring this. My choice is definitely X-Men, but The Conjuring is one of the only movies to actually give me like chills, like scared chills watching a movie, and it's that one shot of the Bathsheba on the dresser.
Oh,
and it
yeah,
like
it's good.
it's like a wide shot, and you don't really know what's going on for a second.
It's like your sleep paralysis demon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like,
All right. Well, to answer that with a question, a notable mention. This didn't make it into the franchise. I don't know why, but have you ever seen the Leprechauns?
I've seen the
no.
first one. I know
was the
the
next
it's
one.
ridiculous names. In the Hood.
Yeah, well, that's a
Back
different
to
one.
the
Well,
Hood.
dude. Freaking Leprechaun movie gave me the most nightmares ever.
it's
So
'cause
because
it's
because
creepy.
it's not Leprechaun versus X-Men, I'm voting X-Men.
I'm also voting X-Men.
What a weird argument.
What?
I support it. But what a weird argument. All right, I'm going whatever the one not X-Men is.
Leprechaun.
You're going with The Conjuring?
Oh, wait.
Whatever one
No.
isn't X-Men
Yeah,
or
X-Men.
X-Men.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
And whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on to round 3. Getting lower here. Getting lower. All right. So, yeah, let's.
Goodness. Next up, we've got The Wizarding World versus Toy Story.
That's a
Childhood.
That's a
Yeah.
tough one.
Again, the Harry Potter movies, you grew up with them. Same thing with Toy Story, but you had more consistency and quality with Wizarding World.
I agree.
And then, Toy Story 4, I didn't like. I just didn't like it.
It just didn't. It didn't.
It didn't hit
resonate
the
with
same.
me.
That's the problem. It didn't hit
Yeah.
the same.
I will give it credit, though. It did try to.
Maybe it's trying to go for a new
Do something?
generation.
I think that's it. I think it's a new generation. Like I
ours
said,
was the first 3.
Yeah, this is
They're
for a
trying
younger
to
audience.
Appeal to a new audience. That's
And
the
we
thing.
are.
And the Fantastic
We're
Beasts.
adults now. We don't get the toys.
It's for our kids.
okay, but say this. Tell me one other franchise ever that has 8 banging movies.
It's very true.
One
We've gone through
franchise.
a lot
In order?
of franchises.
I can't-
We've gone
I can't
through
tell
a
you.
lot of franchises.
Just any of them. Any of them.
I can tell you the MCU has 8 good movies.
You think the MCU's got 8 bangers?
It's
Oh,
got
yeah,
at least
for
8
sure.
bangers, not in a row, though.
Not in a row.
Not in a row.
Not in that consistency.
Yeah.
Though,
I mean, they just, they walked up the plate and were like slamming him out of the park again and again. You're just like, oh shit, this guy's.
Dude, I think it comes down to something we talked before about. It's a full movie. It's a beginning and it's an end. You don't got to sucker these fans in. Oh, come back to the theaters.
Well, that's the thing. 1,
Come
2,
on.
3, they were all complete movies for Toy Story as well. They didn't
Yeah.
sucker you back in.
Yeah,
They were all. Yeah, that's
but they did force you to buy their toys.
okay.
And did we buy those
Okay.
toys?
well, I mean, if we're talking about like forcing to buy extra material and stuff, the fucking Harry Potter books and, and the
Well,
merchandise
well,
and the
you
shirts
know.
and the wands and the
theme park
hats. and the-
tickets.
Come on.
I was on Facebook Marketplace yesterday, and someone had a first edition Harry Potter book, and they were trying to get $4,000
Oh
for it.
my god!
Is that a fair
Philosopher's
price?
Stone
I
one?
don't know, dude.
Yeah, and guess what? It was in shit condition. It was ripped and fucked up, and I was like, that ain't worth $4,000, man.
Yeah, I don't. It's too popular.
Yeah.
You
But again, we're not
it's
talking about
gotta
books.
be like, like dead and gone for like 20 years before I
Yeah.
even think about that.
I think
I think it's easy.
yeah, almost no content.
think it's Harry Potter.
I also think it's Harry
But let's consider though the Fantastic Beasts movies though.
Sure.
2 end ones, dog shit.
Dog shit.
right?
no.
Dog
Like,
shit.
I don't even think they're technically movies.
There was a dragon in one, I think, though.
There was.
Yeah, I think there was a dragon.
I mean,
in
there's a
one
lot
of
of
them.
cool,
Like that's almost worth it, right?
CGI creatures in it. and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
But like generally,
It had no idea what it wanted to be.
I did like the one actor in it.
Dan
What's his
Fogler.
name? Dan Fogler. Yeah, I love that
great.
dude.
He's great.
I wish he would do more things. But I literally looked it up the other day why he doesn't do more things. It's because he wants to spend time with his kids, which I respect.
We like him even better.
Yeah,
Would like
so-
me even better.
That's like every actor, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
get
we
it.
all want to spend time with our kids, right?
I think we all know what's going
Right,
to win
guys?
this.
Yep.
It's Harry Potter.
Yep. Harry Potter.
All right.
Wizarding
Stop.
World. Sorry.
3 minutes. Nice.
Accio, Harry Potter.
Stop it around. Stop.
No, not that.
No. Yes. Bad.
All right, Gavs.
Up next, Rocky versus Indiana Jones. Does Rocky?
It's
This is
kinda
a
hard.
tough one.
It's
I
kinda
think
hard.
this is a tough one.
It's kind of hard. All right, so Rocky's got the heart. Indiana Jones got the whip. I don't know. Like, man.
That was great.
Yeah. Again, both of the first three movies, all very good.
Well, there's an argument there, Rocky 3.
Rocky 3.
Rocky 3 has the best montage, in my
haven't seen
opinion.
Rocky
They invented
3
it.
I was gonna
They
say
basically invented
the Rocky
montage.
movies make montages.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like it's
the thing you
they're
do.
great.
It's the thing you go to a Rocky movie for.
Rocky 4 was the one with Dolph, right? I'll break you.
Yeah.
I love that one actually. I love
Yeah,
the montage.
that's-
He's out there and just in the woods with like his like
And
friend.
then they contrast that with Dolph, who's like literally like
in the
breaking
gym,
machines,
breaking machines,
like
and,
scientific
so-
research
and
to
they're,
make him stronger.
And he's got the oxygen mask on. Just being like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the height of the camp, like the cheesiness.
Yeah, I'd
he,
say
he
that.
defeats communism with a punch.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it, baby.
if
It's like Miracle on Ice, but in Rocky.
If he dies, he dies.
Are they playing Push It to the Limit, or is that like a cut that I saw? I don't remember.
Ooh.
Well, Eye of the
Like,
Tiger
yeah.
was Rocky 3, but
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But anyway, now anytime I think of Push It to the Limit, I think of that montage.
I just think of Family Guy. Or not Family Guy, Team America. We're gonna need a montage. Yeah, see, exactly. Or maybe that's South Park. I don't even know.
So
It's straight
Indiana
up.
Jones-
Indiana Jones.
It's the first three. It's the first
So
and the third.
it's like
movie.
we keep saying it's the first 3. No, it's the first
Temple
3.
of Doom.
Temple is good.
Yeah, it's not quite in line with
No,
like
it's
what
not.
what
Stop.
Indiana Jones is trying to do.
Stop.
you know?
Stop.
It's not, but it's the prequel, so you can kind of make the argument he's not
Knowing
the
that-
same Indiana Jones.
Knowing that now because I just found that information out 16 hours ago, I was like, I already love Temple of Doom, but I have a way more appreciative love for it because this is like early indie. This is him like figuring it out, and that's on almost like the craziest shit he's done. You know, obviously like the Crystal Skull, you know, whatever, going back in time, you know, whatever. But of the good movies, Temple of Doom is my favorite. Kali Ma,
Do you know
bro,
what's so
Kali
funny?
Ma,
Like-
Short Round. Come on.
Everyone always says that to me that like they love Temple,
Yeah.
and Temple's my least favorite.
It's
Yes.
but that's the popular opinion.
It is the popular opinion.
But I don't know, man. Dude, there's the fucking the plane with the raft scene.
Oh yeah.
The whole scene with the dancer lady in the beginning. Dude, the bugs, bro. You know.
They're singing "Everything Goes," but in I think it's like Mandarin.
I think
Interesting.
what the
but now we're talking
problem
about the Creed movies.
the problem I'm having though is this, okay. So Rocky,
Well, those are good though.
I think I love Rocky so much because you can see a clear progression of starts from nothing, like rags to riches.
Yeah.
literally.
Falls again, and like and then he tries and fails at
Multiple
mentoring.
times. Multiple times.
Ups and downs and stuff, and
You're too old.
trials
You're
and
too fucked up,
tribulations.
Rock. They don't say that.
gotta cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Cut me. And then, but then he makes a comeback in Rocky Balboa, and that's like the cap to his thing. And then he can train Creed, and now he can do this mentor thing correctly now, by training Apollo's son. Great thematic shit going on there. Indiana Jones, you're saying like he's always just getting started. I didn't really get to feel, it's like it just feels like it's supposed to be light fare and like where it's like sure it was great done or well done, but
The good guy wins in the end. Period.
yeah, and
Fun action, fun.
I'm not really feeling there for Indiana Jones the whole time, and Rocky I think sustained more likability throughout the entire years as a whole franchise
Until
together.
Rocky 5.
But then it got back to goodwill with
Sure.
Balboa and Creed movies. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm just doing my part here, guys. I'm going with
just
Rocky.
doing my thing.
I'm going.
I gotta go Rocky.
I'm going
too,
Rocky.
man.
Yeah.
Let's make it all around.
Yeah, Rocky. Oh, okay.
Gonna
the
need a
knockout
montage.
Oh, here's a hard one.
Oh, yeah. Gavin.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we got Middle Earth versus James Bond.
I'm going to have to say Middle Earth on this one.
I'm sorry.
just-
I gotta go Middle Earth too.
Just because those first 3 movies we brought up in the first round, they are so well awarded and they're so good. They're great stories. Like, the story's old as time, honestly. Like,
As old as time, even older.
Literally older. And then The Hobbit, the first one's pretty good. The second, the other two, whatever. But
They should have been one movie. We talked about that last time.
James Bond, in the same time frame, had Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig. So if we're talking, I don't know, there are more misses with James Bond, and there's a lot more opportunity for misses with James Bond because there's so many movies.
I'm just
I don't know,
gonna
it's
say,
so hard, man.
The middle
Like-
Lord of the Rings is the strongest
Rings-
trilogy,
It is.
and then
possibly ever.
Yeah.
probably and then The Hobbit really drags it down.
But James Bond
James
is
Bond
beloved
has
as
2,
well.
I want to say, amazing movies recently, and then GoldenEye's okay, Goldfinger's good. Thunderball's isn't bad.
Again, they're products of their time, though, too.
Thunderball's
so,
awesome, bro. There's the whole underwater scene at the end, bro. He's on
Couldn't
the fucking-
see anything,
the scuba thing,
bro.
and he's shooting a harpoon.
So
He
cool.
kills
They
like
have an underwater car.
there's literally like 10
Bro.
guys he kills with a
5
fucking
minutes
harpoon.
into the
It's
movie,
absolute
Shit's nuts.
nonsense,
5
and I
minutes in
love
the
it.
movie,
It's
a goon,
nuts,
a goon
bro.
is trying to kill him, and then he's like straps him to this fuck machine, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die by
Well,
vibrating."
You
Like,
use what you have on hand.
And I'm
That
also going to
doesn't-
bring up another thing. Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep is. A good
So good. So good.
Hey, toss me. Are you sure? just don't tell the elf.
Just like, it's got everything you want in a movie. It's got comedy, it's
Yeah.
got drama, it's got action, really good action.
Do you want me to find you a box?
But does it have babes? Because that's the one thing Middle Earth doesn't have is babes, and that's the one thing
They got
that
the
James
James
Bond
Bond
has
does have-
aplenty.
It's
Is
got
babes.
babes.
Dead babes.
Well, they don't always
Well,
die.
Most of the time,
I'm
they
It's
die.
dangerous life dating James Bond.
Yeah, they get painted gold.
Or his wife
They
dies.
get drowned in oil, and then they get harpooned to a tree.
They get
So again,
drowned.
there's heart in James Bond too in some of them, but more often than not, it's more like
Middle Earth, bro. Come on.
Middle Earth. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess we're talking about the franchise. Like James
As a
Bond is.
whole.
Oh, what are we doing?
It's
Way up and down.
It would really be hard. Like, I know we talk about the Hobbit franchise, not the Hobbit trilogy not being so great, but I think the Lord of the Rings trilogy is so amazing that the Hobbit last 2 and even the first one, if you want, don't bring it down enough.
Yeah,
fair.
they're so
Very
good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings all the way.
all right.
All right.
And Senora Gavin.
Let me get this. There we go.
Next round, we have John Wick versus X-Men.
Another hard one, I think. And not,
not
for
for
Sean.
me.
Not for
Well,
not for you either.
don't
Why
know.
do you think that?
It's not for me.
Well,
I think John Wick is better if it's a franchise. I'm gonna get shanked in the parking lot later, but that's just my opinion.
I think I'm
not
with
an
you
opinion,
though.
Joe.
As well, it's my opinion that the franchise is better.
All right, we're talking about quality, right?
Yes.
Quality.
John Wick, consistent quality all throughout.
quality,
It
yes.
blossoms from this
feel
little
targeted
tiny
so
revenge
hard.
story
And
into
I have
this
something to say
giant
about
thing.
X-Men, though.
I want to say as well. I don't think we said this last time. I think the John Wick franchise like really solidified Keanu Reeves as an action star. Like
Yep.
he was kind of an action.
What do you mean?
star
What about the
before.
Matrix, bro?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, you get one really good movie, and you get Speed, I guess, too. And I'm not a fan of Point Break.
Point Break,
A lot
yeah.
of people like Point Break.
Point
I
Break's
didn't like
sick.
it. It's I don't know why I didn't like it, but I didn't like it. But I will say that he is now cemented. Like he is now an action star. Like he's there, and I think that was great for him.
Dude is 60 something.
And
He's such a great
Right.
guy too.
He's
that's
old.
the best part.
He
I
like
mean,
he like
he's,
doesn't take high pay cuts. He'd rather give it to the crew. He takes the fucking
Yo,
subway,
I
but he
listened to
donates to homeless people.
I listened
He's
to-
awesome.
Yeah, I literally just listened to a
Well,
podcast.
this isn't about
It was
Keanu Reeves.
with him and his band.
Don't talk
and he's
about my
like,
love, man.
the band asked him like, "Don't make it about Keanu. He doesn't like that."
Yeah, guys, stop making this about Keanu.
So I was like, "Oh, so Dog Star? How's that?"
All right, so obviously
Dogstar, you really shredded
So-
on the bass, bro.
I feel targeted. So
I
on
want
the
to
ba-
argue for X-Men.
Okay,
Really?
I'm
But
going to
his pick is
say
still John Wick.
Days of Future Past.
awesome.
Very good movie. Very well made. Very good cinematography. Very
Made
good
by
CGI.
a creep.
Well, that's
That's beside the point. No, I don't think he directed that one.
and Peter
did he-
Dinklage is in it. Bonus points.
bonus points.
Yeah, but then there's the first Deadpool as well. It's also a very well made movie. It's got great action. It's got comedy. It's got everything you want. And X-Men 1 and 2 are so good. They're classics.
Can't forget Logan.
And Logan. Oh my god, and fucking Logan, dude.
And all the Wolverines, dude. Like, I know some people don't like the Wolverines, but dude,
Yeah,
we
some
talk
people don't
about
like them, yeah.
people who like Japanese culture. The freaking X-Men Origins, bro. Like, this shit's sick. Or no, sorry, the Wolverine.
Yeah, the one in Japan.
So like X-Men 1 and 2, awesome. Last Stand, all right, some stinkers.
Yeah.
But dude, the Deadpool movies and
I don't. That,
you want to
Deadpool
talk
movies? I don't know.
You want to
about
talk
that.
action, bro? How about Dan mentioned Days of Future Past? The future scene in the beginning of Days of Future Past is fucking nuts. Seeing all
really
of those
good.
Sentinels and all of these super powered X-Men like in their prime, and then
Absolutely annihilated.
at the very end they like intercut that with the current time. I guess it was like what, the 60s or whatever.
Yeah.
Of like other Sentinels fighting Wolverine with Magneto. Like shit was so
It's so
cinematically
well made.
pleasing.
Well made.
If all we're talking about is turning our brains off and looking at some brain gore and fucking action, X-Men's got it, and I think it's
But with-
better.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that. John Wick has.
With
You
John
can turn your brain
Wick-
off for that too, though.
John
this
Wick,
guy's
but
got
you don't want
superpowers,
it with the
bro.
newer ones. You don't really want to turn your brain off.
I want to make an argument about that, but not all of them are turning your brain off. Action. I feel like Logan was like, if you
Yeah, exactly.
movie, it's a
And
just
Days of
a
Future Past.
really good
Exactly.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's got emotion.
the whole mutant story, bro. It's civil rights. Like this is the whole thing. Like we are all the same people, but some people get treated differently.
At a certain point, though,
It's the
you
best
gotta
story.
just come up with something different.
What
It's
do you
the
mean?
same thing over and over again. Like Magneto's like, oh, I hate all humans because they mistreat all the mutants, right? Professor Xavier's like, oh, we need to work with the humans. They know not what they do. And then the X-Men are just like, we need to fight all the bad guy and the injustice. And just come on, come
Okay,
with something
okay.
different.
Hold on,
Look
hold
at
on.
John Wick, though.
Yeah, what has John Wick done differently across any of those movies?
Okay,
It's all revenge.
You know?
it's revenge, and then he wants a way out, and
And then
you
he
know,
kills 400 people to get there.
If we're talking
And then
about
at the
plot
very
lines,
end,
yeah,
there's
it's-
another fight for the next
But it's also
movie.
he makes he's like he has allies, and then he makes friendships on the way, and
I'm gonna say
I'm just saying
X-Men.
if like the story is a point that you're saying for the X-Men, I think it's so stale at this point. It's just so overdone.
what has been overdone? The X-Men story?
Yeah, just like like fighting for mutant rights. Like we get it. Like and, like I like the little
I mean,
bits. in
have they gotten their mutant rights? Have
Well, that's the
has
thing. You
people stopped?
kind of just can't. It's like the things. This problem with the Planet of the Apes.
So we should give up.
Like Planet of the Apes.
So
like,
we should
it's
stop
like, can
fighting?
humans and apes live together? We don't know. Let's have 6 movies of the same thing.
You
Like,
talked about New Mutants earlier. New Mutants, they did try to do something different.
well, then the COVID fucked them.
Well,
I'm saying X-Men.
I'm going John Wick.
I think John Wick's just more consistent all the way through.
Say what you want to say, Dan.
No, I'm not going to say.
And let
I'm
the
going to
words
say
fall.
the better
I want to see you
franchise. I thought you were taking out a gun.
You just have it on stage.
He's just like,
I'm gonna use this as a gag.
It's John Wick. I really wanted it to be X-Men, but I got to give it to John Wick.
Hey man, it's fun. There's always got to be a winner. There's always got to be a loser.
I would walk to your car a little faster.
No, I think that's you.
Yeah, probably.
You're going to get stabbed first. All right, Gavin.
down to
We
the
are in the
semifinals.
semifinals.
Up next, we have the Wizarding World versus Rocky.
Ooh, that's tough. Now we're getting into the good stuff, dude. Now we're getting into the good stuff. I mean, I still bring
8
the argument.
bangers in a row.
8 bangers in a row. Not a
bangers.
single problem in 8 movies. Rocky's
Rocky's
real
got problems,
close.
but
1, 2, 3, 4 maybe good. 5 downhill.
and then the Creeds 1, 2 really good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Rocky 5's the only bad one.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, Danny,
Those
what say
Fantastic
you?
Beasts ones really drag it down, though.
that much though.
I don't
A
think
lot.
It drags it
So
down
does
that
Rocky
much.
5, bro. They fight in the street.
Rocky 5's not that bad.
I mean, they fight in the
Rocky
street,
5 at
bro.
least has a beginning, middle, and end. Secrets of Dumbledore. I don't even know what the fuck that movie. There's
I
like this
don't think I've
magical
He got
deer.
so upset he went Christopher Walken. That's how upset he was.
I don't even know.
I don't even.
God.
Put your hands up. It's like,
No. I don't want
I
to.
don't want to.
I don't. I guess I haven't seen both of those ones in their entireties. Well, I've seen Crimes of Grindelwald, I think, in its entirety. And
Right, that's the stupid bullshit name they came up with.
the second. That one wasn't awful, dude. Like the first opening sequence with Johnny Depp as the
It has
as
action
Grindelwald
pieces.
Yeah, like the beginning sequence was really sick. He had this like spooky little octopus looking thing. It was like a spiky, poisonous octopus who just was like.
In the defense of Rocky
cool.
too,
It's very cool.
I hated how they switched the villain of Grindelwald. Like I think they switched actors 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times.
In
The
defense
first
of
time,
Rocky?
like the first time was like kind of in-universe reason because he had the polyjuice potion.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
then
But
they were like,
Johnny
well,
Depp, and that's still unfair to Johnny. Like,
is
I'm
really
still fucking
unfair.
pissed about that because Amber Heard's still in Aquaman too.
I know.
Yeah, but barely.
Barely.
She like shows up.
Johnny
to get
Depp's
knocked to
not
the ground.
in the movie. Like he got complete and without any like recognition of like any like we no facts.
He got his recognition in court, and then
He got his day.
then he's
And
getting
then
$2
after
million.
court, his ex-wife was still able to get a paycheck,
Correct, because she sold her soul to the devil and wrote a book,
and she pooped a bed.
and she pooped in the
in the
bed.
bed.
Amber
Remember.
turd. Amber turd.
Anyway,
I think I'm gonna say Harry Potter. Like I said, 8 movies. Rocky's
like-
great. Rocky's great.
I
We're,
think
nothing
I
to take away
gotta
from
say
Rocky.
Harry Potter
okay,
as well.
so Harry Potter teaches lessons.
Harry Potter.
It can like for growing up. It's like I think the best movie franchise to watch as you're growing up is you because they came out one after the
Toy
other. We
Story.
grew up with all the characters.
Land Before
Toy
Time.
Story.
Anyway,
That was a good call.
and but so Wizarding World teaches like lessons and like relates to like younger people. Rocky has lessons for everybody at every age level.
That's a good point.
Anything you're going through, you can probably always relate to Rocky in some way.
Yeah.
Because he's been through it, man, and you're always going through something. And you
What
can get
little?
through it.
What does a little kid of 6 to 10 years old have to gain from Rocky?
Beating his meat.
That I should punch people and get punched in the face for a living?
Hey, it's
You
not
didn't
about
understand the
How
movie.
hard you get hit.
Clearly not.
It's about going forward.
Exactly. He
Yeah, but
sounds a
the-
little drowsy.
Like
but,
a
you know.
6, 7, 8, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid ain't gonna fucking get that. I don't even
Right.
get that.
It's like
I don't even get that.
life
bro.
isn't fair. You got to keep going.
Or
gotta
you
work
work
for it.
hard in the
Or
Tri
Harry
Wizard
Potter's like maybe you're
tournament.
special.
You work hard in the Tri
if you're
Wizard
born
tournament.
special.
If you're born
You win.
special, you can. You know, if you got this scar, you can maybe be rich randomly
I don't know.
and defeat a dark wizard
I'm still saying Harry Potter.
that like touched you when you were young. I don't.
I'm still saying Harry Potter as well.
Okay, right.
It's Harry Potter.
I'm
You can
choosing
stop
that.
the clock now.
Oh shit! All right.
I don't
Last
think I put up a good
semifinal.
fight. Anyway, I think it's pretty clear who's going to win this next one.
This next one, you would think, but no.
Yeah. Okay.
This is John Wick.
Oh shit! All right, what are you?
Well,
gonna
okay,
say?
so I'm thinking Middle Earth just because it's Middle Earth, but
What were you
considering
gonna
it killed Star Wars.
It did kill Star
It did
Wars,
kill
didn't it? It did.
I don't
first
think
round,
John Wick
dude.
can match up with Star Wars.
Well, I would say.
I'm glad you guys see that
I'm
because
glad
you seem
you asked.
you seem to think John Wick's better than everything else. And shit, man, it's just
Right.
glorified gun shooting,
no,
bro.
it's like just
It's gun
it's the way it was. This bracket was.
I know
arranged.
it's fine. It's
It
fine. I'm
sucks,
not
yeah.
mad.
I'm
Better than X-Men, I'll tell you
I'm
that.
trying to think of arguments.
Hey,
So John Wick is better. It
has more guns in it.
because it has really great fundamentals in reality. They use good gun combat skills and training things that they
directed
use.
by a stunt guy.
Directed by
Keanu
a
Reeves
stunt
did all his
guy.
own stunts.
He did all of his own stunts because he's amazing.
Yeah, suck that, Aragorn.
Yeah.
Oh
fuck
wait.
you. Oh.
Well, he did kind of almost die multiple times.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't think we talked about that the first
Yeah,
I
round.
don't think we did. Yeah.
All right, so for Dan, because Dan, you don't know this, Viggo Mortensen in the Fellowship of the Ring, Aragorn, at the very end, he's fighting like the Uruk-hai chieftain
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
and there's like a badass fight scene, and then like Aragorn is like on the ground like 10 feet away, and he like the Uruk-hai throws a knife at him, and Aragorn's supposed to swat it away with his sword.
I do remember hearing this. Yeah,
But somehow it was a real sword, like a real knife, thrown at Viggo Mortensen's face, and then in fucking action, he just whoosh,
Yeah, he blocked
knocked
it.
this flying dagger away with his fake sword. You know, I mean, I guess it probably was real, but
So Viggo Mortensen is the most badass person on the
Viggo
planet,
Mortensen
right?
is the
I
man.
mean, he-
and then they kept that take. That
They
is the
did.
take that we see.
They kept the cake. Kept the take. Yeah, kept it. I'm having a seizure. They kept the take where he broke his foot too, because his scream
Yeah.
was so it was so real. Because he's like,
Well, that's the meme everyone's on TikTok. It's like, it's like watching Lord of the Rings with my girlfriend for the first time. It's like,
did you know in the scene he broke his foot? It's so cool.
Yeah, for me,
I think
it's
it's Middle-earth.
John Wick.
I don't know how to argue how it could be better. I would love to, but I really, honestly, Middle Earth.
I was rooting. I like John Wick so much because it's the little franchise that could. It had no right to be as good as it was,
Yeah.
and then they're just like, what if we did this? And it fucking was even better than the last one.
Honestly,
it just kept
it-
going.
The little franchise
Dragon's
Yeah.
Breath. So
Oh, that's
cool.
It's like, what else? What fucking crazy bullshit can we do? Like,
So
let's do like this
cool.
overhead shot, like Tarantino did in Kill
wait,
Bill. Let's do that. You know?
I have a negative for John Wick.
It doesn't matter, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
throw it out
I
there.
got a couple.
So Taurus Arms, the people that basically
Yes.
supplied the guns for the last like 3 movies, their prices on their guns have gotten, because of the movies, have gotten so fucking ridiculous. I'm talking like $7,000 for a fucking pistol.
Jesus.
Is it very much different than any other pistol? No, it's just got a flare base and shit. Anyway, that's my that's my little TED talk.
Okay, so John Wick
pissed.
ruined guns. Okay,
Just
cool.
pissed.
Genre-
What's yours?
Fucking goddamn.
I mean, I think I've been clear.
I'm
on
never
my
gonna be able to
opinion.
afford a Benelli now.
All right. We have a final round, it seems.
It's Middle Earth then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wizarding World against.
Oh my god!
I mean, we knew it was going to come down to this, right?
I actually didn't. I was thinking Star Wars would be
I
here
was-
in some form.
I told Dan weeks ago when I was plotting my attack on this and doing my research and my homework. I told Dan, I was like, I already have my prediction. My prediction was Harry Potter, Star Wars. And in the event, I mean, we all know I'm the Star Wars guy, right?
Yeah.
I love Star Wars. I live and breathe Star Wars, even though I don't wear hats. But
I didn't even notice until
My
you pointed it
favorite.
out.
Yeah, I wanted the subtle thing, you know. Yeah, it's an X-wing.
But as much as I love and breathe Star Wars, I think Harry Potter still is supreme. You know, like you can't knock the record.
It might be the best trilogy of all time,
Yes, yep. I see that.
but we're talking like those last 4 movies in Harry Potter, especially. The Fantastic Beasts ones really drag it down. So do the Hobbits. You know,
Yeah.
I'd say Harry Potter drags it down a little more because the Fantastic Beasts are a little worse than the Hobbit movies.
Yep.
You think
But
so?
That's 3 movies that
Just a
drag them
little
down for each. So-
Really?
Yeah, I really don't even consider like 2 and 3 to be like actual like definitive. Like they're technically movies, but they're so terrible
That's fair.
that like
That's fair.
I don't know what. There's no point to any of it.
That's fair.
But like,
But the 5
it almost shouldn't even be the same like franchise because it's just whack.
I wish it wasn't.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a different fantasy,
But-
you could just throw it
Like a
out.
different timeline.
5 through 8 of those Harry Potter
well,
movies though are just so fucking
in,
good.
In defense of Middle Earth,
Tolkien's.
because I can see the way this is skewing. For the Hobbit movies, I think the one thing that the Hobbit movies did really, really well is build upon dwarf lore that wasn't really there before. Like in the other movies, they talked about, but we never really go there. We never really, besides going to Moria where we see they're all dead. The Hobbit movies really built on
My
the fact
cousin Balin.
yeah, exactly. It built on their combat aspects, weapons that they would use. It built on,
Mithril
army
armor.
techniques, mithril armor,
Dragons.
gold hoarding,
Balrogs.
Balrogs. Really, The Hobbit did work on building those things, and I think that deserves to be said that they did
Is Rings of Power in play?
world build.
no.
No,
No.
it's not. Sadly,
TV show.
well, actually,
Well,
what
if
is it,
maybe the
sadly?
first episode
That would be a
is
fucking real
to speak
negative.
about really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't really like like it.
To speak about, furthering like dwarf lore, bro, we see fucking women in that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well,
But they didn't have beards. I was
I don't
promised
know
beards.
where it is.
I don't know why everyone wasn't a tizzy about that.
Well,
But I
because
saw
it said
this
in Lord of the
behind
Rings,
the
oh,
scenes
even the
thing.
women, you can't tell I'm a bard sometimes.
Yeah, I saw behind the scenes thing. I don't know it's from where or which movie it's from, but they had like multiple background characters that were dwarven women with like beards, and I was like, where was that?
Maybe like cutscenes or some shit.
Yeah,
Does that
they're
really-
just in the background, I guess.
Does that really matter though? Because
No.
like Hermione looks nothing like Hermione in the movies, but nobody seems to really care.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
You know,
I think you're right.
I don't really care about I don't. That's just something weird that I understand that comic books because there's a visual representation.
Yeah, but Danny, we're not talking about comic books or novels or anything.
Fine. Okay. Wizarding World though, I think is again 8 movies. And I think it's a little more in depth. There has a little more depth in the Middle Earth movies because Lord of the Rings trilogy is the blueprint. It's the crust of the pizza for everything, and then but like Harry
Fantasy
Potter
related.
Fantasy.
Yeah, Harry Potter is able
technically
to.
Harry Potter is fantasy.
Yeah, but I think Harry Potter follows the same tropes as Lord of the Rings,
But it
good
doesn't.
diverse bad guy.
There's more depth. I think there's more depth to the interpersonal connections between the main gang. You have, I think, better and more intriguing supporting characters.
in which?
Draco, Snape.
I got it. Okay, yeah.
What's
well,
his-
you don't like the
Cedric?
supporting characters in Middle
Yeah,
Earth?
the Fellowship,
There's plenty of
Sam and
them.
Frodo, bro.
Sam and Frodo.
Tell me a better duo besides Simon and Garfunkel.
Even like Arwen and Eowyn. Like,
Legolas and Gimli. I mean, the trio
and
Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn, bro.
I mean,
they're
like,
all really
talk about
good supporting
friendship.
characters.
And even like the Hobbits, most of them are great. I mean, they're memorable.
Oh yeah, name all the dwarfs.
You can't think of anything from Fantastic Beasts for supporting characters.
Balin.
No, because those
Balin,
movies
Dwalin.
start just.
Exactly.
I wish
Gilly.
they didn't exist. They really drag it down. That's why it's so hard for this.
So I
Bofford,
don't think your
Bofa.
point really makes clear there.
No, I think. but-
Gloin.
Gloin.
Okay.
How did you figure Gloin?
Gimli.
Okay,
son
but
of
out
Gloin.
of all those supporting characters you just mentioned, how many of them actually have arcs
Most of them.
throughout all of the movies?
Well,
Other than what Theoden, he has a
Sam.
little bit of an arc.
Sam has
yeah,
an arc.
Sam has an arc.
Well, no, he's a main.
Merry
They're
has
main
an arc.
characters though.
He's technically
Dra-
support.
Dra-
no,
wait.
he's technically support. What are you talking about?
Draco is not a main character. Snape's not a main character. Luna's not a main character.
Okay.
there's- yeah,
what about
Cedric.
Mary and Pippin?
The main character is
That
Harry
don't
Potter.
even matter anymore. Get that 5 minutes out of here. Get out of here.
We're at the end
You know
now.
what I'm saying? But it's like I feel such a more connection just to knowing those people.
Okay.
They have so much more depth to them. They have
That's valid.
They have darker sides to them. They have reasons for doing. They have different conflicting motivations, and then it just seems like everyone is like part of the same faction. They just had we're just part of this team, and we gotta we're the good guys. We need to team up with the good guys and go to defeat the one bad guy.
I feel like that though.
There's no gray area, and I like gray areas, and I think that makes them for a better franchise.
It develops the characters more.
I feel like that why we feel that these characters are more developed is probably because we can relate to these characters easier than we can relate to a fucking 500-year-old elf, a 200-year-old
Fair.
Dunedain, and a God knows how old dwarf. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think that's why we all are sitting here probably deciding that the Wizarding World is better, is because we can further relate to that. I mean, we're both detached from reality in either one. They're fantasy fucking movies. None of this is real.
Yeah, yep.
But I think we all see a little bit of ourselves more in the characters of Harry Potter than we do in the characters of Lord of the Rings.
Very
I see
well
myself,
said, Sean.
dwarves, and myself.
I mean,
every
me
single day.
too, bro. I mean, side note, we talk about Valheim, bro. I literally play with axes. Like my D&D character is a dwarf wielding axes. I am Gimli. But like I said, I think better franchise, 8 bangers in a row.
Very
Harry Potter.
well said.
I mean, it's an unfortunate truth, and honestly, when we first started this, I really thought I was going to carry Middle Earth the whole way.
Hey,
But
we're here. It is the whole
got
way.
to the end,
It beats
but
Star Wars.
I gotta say, honestly, like Harry Potter is just as a franchise, like
The
an
Titan.
actual franchise, it's a titan. It's a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
It's
Unfortunately, they didn't stop.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts 1. All right.
It's all right.
Guess what?
Stop.
Stop.
Guess what? They still won't be stopping.
And they're
The
still doing
reboot
this
TV
it's
show.
the
Greed,
fucking
bro.
show.
It's the corporate greed.
Why are they not just doing a different one?
Okay, so
doing the
our-
same thing that's
Or
already
just be
done.
like, blah 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 in the Wizarding universe.
Yeah, like the game worked.
do the New York school, or
Yeah.
the U.S. school, and then there's like a Russia school. Just give us one of those.
So the problem with
Come on.
Grindelwald is that like he's just another Voldemort.
Yeah.
You know, he's just
really
like, oh, I just want pure blood wizards. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's pretty clear.
blood
So
races.
Wizarding World unanimous.
Wizarding World.
Yeah, Wizarding World.
Unfortunately.
All right, cool.
Wow, we did it.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. So
Come on,
it
where's the
is.
confetti?
Oh, better than New Hope, right?
I would argue yes. I would argue yes.
Yeah, we should have had you on for the best movie ever.
I mean-
yeah, because I would have been railroaded. Dark Knight.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't have happened.
Was
But
so
but I
pissed.
don't know that New Hope would have won. It's my least favorite one.
Yeah, it's your least favorite. Oh, interesting.
Well, hindsight is 2020, and we're in 2024. So we're going to.
That's your second good banger. You had two so far.
Yeah, I
Like
tried.
and subscribe.
Like,
Dropping the
subscribe.
podcast lines.
Hey,
That's gonna go on
There
the
it is.
t-shirt.
Oh, I was trying to. No, it's fine. Anyway, so we're Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle @SeenItBeforecast. That's SCENE It Beforecast, and on Twitter with the handle @SIB_pod. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny. You can find my Instagram at Danny_Was, my letterbox and serialized at DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was.
These guys.
You want to go first?
No, I want you to go first.
Well, we can't find Joe anywhere. So.
Well, if you can't find me anymore, but if no one told you today, I'm proud of you.
Anyways, Main Men Podcast at Twitch, at Instagram. That's me, Sean Armando.
All right. Our next, we're going to be, I think, taking a little break right now. Or no, we're not. I lied.
I'm gonna go to bed after this.
Yeah.
Same.
We are. At
I've been up
very,
since 2.
It is late.
As we're recording, it's 11:15 p.m. So
This
yeah.
this blank nondescript bottle that has nothing in it.
It's
of
keeping you
course,
running?
It's the only thing keeping me going.
So our next movie, if I can finally find it. Oh, we don't have a movie for a while actually, but we're going to be doing a new thing with TV shows. So we are going to be doing a season recap of at least The Boys. I'm not sure about House of the Dragon just yet.
Yeah, nobody else likes it.
Yeah.
You guys want to watch House of the Dragon with me weekly?
Well, you want to come here weekly?
Yeah, you gotta come weekly. Yeah.
But what we're going to do with The Boys is we're going to do quicker episodes, mainly 20-minute recaps after the first episode because they drop 3 episodes at once because Prime is crazy. But these, we're looking to just, talk about The Boys, see where we think it's heading, see where, if Homelander is guilty, that whole thing. So,
All right, you have 30 seconds to cut off my mic before I start yelling spoilers into the mic because I read all the comic books. Ready? 3,
shut
2.
your face.
I read comics too.
Anyway, they don't always listen to the comics. So until we see you next time with The Boys, yeah, we'll see you.
Can I give you a fun comic spoiler? Tech Knight, fucking biggest pervert on the goddamn planet, man. They made him less.
Wait,
Yeah, but he was they toned him
who's gonna be
down.
acting him?
Why is he dead?
Who's gonna be playing him?
What, Tech Knight?
Yeah.
He's already in it.
holes.
He they made him like a horny weirdo.
Now, who's
in
Tech
the
Knight,
comic? What, Tech Knight?
Fucks the holes.
He's the guy
the
that fucks
actor.
the hole. I don't know. He's some guy.
He's the guy who fucks the hole.
Yeah, he's
What's
a
what's
pervert.
the hole?
Okay.
Guys, we're going off the
Anyway.
rails here.
Yeah, let's stop this. We'll see you next time.
Oh.